Hello and welcome to all of my vibrant souls who tuned in for today's reading. It's just going to be a really quick one today. I want to do love messages from Spirit. Just like quick little updates about your love life. This can be for any stage that you're in terms of love life. So whether you're interested in somebody, single as a prangle, you're in a connectionship, you're in a committed relationship, or really whatever floats that cute little boat of yours. So we have 3 options to choose from today. We have option 1 with what's the words, you guys? Lapis lazuli. There we go. I've been loving on this one lately. We have option 2 with the carnelian. Look at her. Look at what a beautiful baby she is. And then option 3 with this green calcite. So if you need a minute to decide, feel free to pause the video, and when you're ready, timestamps are going to be in the description box down below. And with that, let's get started with group 1. Okay, so hello all my group 1s. So I do want to briefly mention being attracted to the lapis lazuli. I feel like you probably, if there's somebody in your life that you have in mind for this reading, you probably have a little bit of a psychic connection with them. Even if this is, if you're totally single, I feel like whoever you're calling in, you have this psychic connection, and it's very peaceful. It's just this inner knowing. There isn't like a lot of, even if there are ups and downs, there's this kind of like constant thread of genuine spiritual understanding. And again, if you're like totally single, this is the kind of energy of the person that you're calling in. For those of you I feel like in a relationship, there's something that needs to be expressed. But I think it's a lot more positive than you think it's going to be, or it's going to go a lot better than you expected. So that's really beautiful. Let's look at what you got. So you guys got, ooh, okay, can you guys see that? Pink rose. So this is grace and sweetness. The pursuit of perfection, then, is the pursuit of sweetness and light. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm sorry about the glare. Okay. So I really like this. This is a beautiful start. This is kind of talking about a period of a lot of sweetness between you and your person. This can kind of speak of like doing these little gestures for each other. There's a piece of cat fur. Sorry, you guys, it's gonna bug me until I get it. I try to clean up the set before I film, but there's cat fur all over my life. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have a Maine Coon tabby mix, and he just sheds everywhere. But yes, there's a lot of sweetness. This kind of has like a 6 of Cups energy to me. So if you kind of like been in this period of, it doesn't even feel like turbulence. I feel a lot of peace in this particular group. But even if it's been kind of like you're passing ships in the night, you don't get a lot of time together. Maybe there has been a little bit of bickering or even just like misunderstandings. There's going to be this grace in accepting where the other person is coming from, and like a lot of compassion is really what I'm getting. And that kind of allows this sweetness to sort of take place between the two of you. So let's see what else you get. You have, what were we just talking about? I don't even look at these cards before I pull them. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. Yeah, for some of you, it's like there's this like things are going well. Maybe it's a new connection, or there's just like a period of harmony, and you want to kind of express your feelings to this person. But I feel like there is trepidation. It's just like, it's kind of just this feeling of like, okay, if I tell them, I don't want to, rock the boat. And what if Spirit really wants you to know is like, what I'm kind of getting, I'm moving this a little bit. Sorry, it's going to bug me. What I'm kind of getting with the lapis lazuli is like, spiritually, psychically, intuitively, they already know. This already exists between the two of you, and just like voicing it is only going to be like a confirmation. I don't feel like this will go poorly. So if you have these like really nice romantic feelings about somebody, I feel like it will generally be well received. I do want to mention though, because we have this, I don't know if you guys can see, we have this guy right here, and he's not really looking, and she's like pouring her heart out to them. This person who you are talking to, might not know how to respond in the moment, but I feel like that should not deter you. Sometimes when this card comes out, I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't know how that will go. But this has a really nice energy. So this person might just be more kind of like listening and processing and taking it in. But that shouldn't deter you from sharing your feelings or feel like honestly expressing your feelings to the other person was a bad choice. So let's see what you get for tarot. Oh, yes. Okay. You guys see that? We have the sun. I love this. Beautiful. This is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, by the way. It's gorgeous, in case that y'all are interested. Oh my God, this is gorgeous, you guys. This is the Devil reversed. Oof, excuse my sniffles. And then we have, the King of Swords reversed. Okay, beautiful. So first of all, I want to mention we have Leo energy. So I can show you guys can see it. Sorry about my squeaky chair, by the way. It just does that. But yeah, we have Leo energy, we have Capricorn energy, and then we have masculine air energy. So this would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So we got a little bit of everything here, except for water. So maybe I could definitely see that. Maybe this is a connection where you guys have a lot of emotions for each other, but you don't really express them. And so like kind of going out on a limb like that might be a little challenging. I do want to mention, like with Leo and Capricorn here, there are a lot of combinations of zodiac signs that are kind of like, you know, thought to be more karmic in nature. So there could have been karmic cycles in this connection that had to kind of cycle through before things could get easier. And I feel like you guys have learned a lot about each other through this process. And what I'm kind of feeling like is that I feel one or both of you with this King of Swords reverse is very logical, very practical, you know, very direct in almost every other area of life, but talking about their emotions, or at least in this connection, expressing their emotions might be challenging. Because this is to me saying like, okay, you got to get out of your head, you know, you got to take a risk. You have to kind of, you know, because the King of Swords, he's a man with a plan as far as I'm concerned. And he's really, really good at anything in the mental realm. He's a great planner. He's just a phenomenal pragmatist in his own right. And so when he is reversed, he kind of doesn't know what to do, right? And that's, excuse me, he's out of his element, especially too because the sword suit is about communication and kind of like we were talking about here. I feel like your person doesn't know how to communicate about this thing. So I feel like they're going to be doing a lot of listening, but again, that shouldn't deter you from honestly sharing your feelings. And if there's anything that's kind of not working in this relationship, expressing it gently with compassion, but also honestly and firmly, which again, tough to kind of walk that line, is really what's going to kind of solve the problem and heal any issues here. Because I feel like, again, one person's very comfortable in the mental realm, or both of you are, but the thing is you can't logic through feelings. Like you just can't. And so this might be something where your person is really struggling because there might be an issue in the connection, whether it's expressing feelings, working out differences between the two of you. There's something where they can't solve the problem, they can't solve the riddle, and they can't logic their way through it. They have to use their emotions. And I feel like that is really hard for them. I do want to say as well, I'm sorry for the clearing of my throat. It's that throat chakra energy we're bringing to the table here. I do want to say as well, for anybody who is, you know, single or kind of like, you know, dating around, I do feel like a really special person is going to be coming into your life soon with the sun. This is a person who is going to bring you a lot of joy. There's going to be a lot of sweetness. There's a lot of happiness. This is a person who I feel like is going to like inspire your light, playful side a lot. And the reason why this person's coming in now is because you've really been doing the work on yourself, right? I feel like you guys are also going to have great conversations. You guys are going to just get each other, even when you don't have anything to say. One of you might be a lot more chatty than the other is kind of what I'm picking up here. And this kind of has this energy that, you know, it's not like quite, you know, I don't know why it shouldn't work, but it does. But it's kind of like, gosh, what is this energy? This is really hard for me to fully articulate. So I can already see why people who chose this pile might be kind of like struggling a little bit to articulate what they're sensing and what they're feeling. And that's okay too, right? There are some energies and some feelings that are just, they're beyond explanation because they're meant to be felt and they're not meant to be contained in words. And I kind of get that feeling here, especially with the King of Swords reversed. If one or both of you is normally very, very chatty and able to articulate, I feel like this connection is going to be a little bit different. But you're going to feel the love. You're going to feel the, like, feel the warmth is kind of what I'm getting. This person's a very warm-hearted person, even if they don't say things out loud. And I do want to mention, for those of you who are kind of like in an undefined thing or a connectionship, as I like to call them, I do feel like by having this heart-to-heart conversation and kind of like telling the other person what you want, and again, not like aggressively so, with a lot of grace here, just like really, because I feel like there's been a lack of clear communication. And just by really openly telling the other person what you're looking for, I feel like it will resolve the issue. So for many of you, I feel like this will help the connection kind of move forward. For some of you, it might not, but however things resolve, it will resolve peacefully, right? And I know that's not fun to think about. You know, that can be kind of like the nerve-wracking thing with a connectionship. It's just like, oh God, I don't want to say anything and rock the boat, or I don't want to ruin what we have. But realistically, you can't ruin what's meant for you. And I know it sounds cheesy and platitudinal as hell, but like, you know, wouldn't you rather know and not waste your own time? But no matter how things resolve, and again, for many of you, I feel like it will help you kind of take the next, I'm getting like baby steps, take the next baby step forward. But it's going to be, it's going to be good. I can tell. It's going to be like a peaceful resolution. It's going to help kind of like, I'm almost getting like vent the pressure, vent the unexpressed energy in this connection. So I love that. That is beautiful. Let me just see if I can get anything else for you. Oh, the last thing I want to mention, excuse me, is that for anybody who's kind of like doing the dating scene right now, I feel like you could have multiple options. You could have a Leo, a Capricorn, and then an air sign who are interested in you. And so from these three, I feel like talking to them more in depth, having more like in-depth conversations and like asking them point blank like what they're looking for, how they feel about the connection, I think will help you figure out which one is gonna be the best fit. And I know this from the cards, it kind of looks like, oh, the Leo's gonna be the fit. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. But which one is the most enthusiastic about your, you know, a potential relationship with you? Which one is like, also, you know, the most like self-aware, the most in touch with what it is they want. Because if you have anybody in your life who kind of like struggles with a lot of like vices or addictions, or is like way up in their head and can't like communicate their feelings, or who can be even a little bit like, I'm picking up snarky, like kind of cutting with their words. Just really, really pay attention to how each person makes you feel when you speak to them from a very open, vulnerable, authentic place, right? Because you want to go with a person that makes you feel free, that makes you feel seen and heard, and makes you feel comfortable, right? That feels very warm to you in the heart and soul. So I think that's just about everything I have for group 1. I hope this has been helpful. If you are interested in a personal reading with me, please feel free to check out the link to my Etsy shop in the description box down below. And with that being said, I will see you lovely folks later, and I will move on to group 2. Hello, group 2. So if you chose this group, you were attracted to the carnelian. Look at her. So this is fun. This feels very zesty. I feel like there's a lot of fun here for you. So this might be kind of your energy. You might be like a really fun person. You could be really creative. But I also just feel like you're like Spirit saying, go have more fun. Go have like, go, you know, either keep the fun alive, keep it going, or go have more fun. Whether you are single or in a relationship, like have fun. Go play. So let's see what you got. You got the Snapdragon card, graciousness and benevolence. You know what's so interesting? Group 1 got a card that referenced grace as well. But it says, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Aesop. I love that. Love, love, love it. Can you guys see? Yeah, you guys can see. Excuse me. So yeah, I feel like there's something where you've really been putting your energy into a relationship with somebody or a possible relationship. And it's kind of like, I feel like you're getting frustrated because it's like you're doing a lot of the work. You're kind of making things happen. You're sacrificing time, energy, resources, and maybe you don't feel as if the other person, excuse me, is meeting you halfway. And what Spirit wants you to know first and foremost is that your kindness is never going to be wasted. And that doesn't mean, always put other people first or stuff like that. But just know that anything you've already sort of like invested in a connection or in another person, it's never wasted. Even if that connection doesn't work out, that good karma always comes back to you, right? In any relationships where we do our best, we try to meet it with grace, with kindness, compassion, with a sense of gratitude and giving. Comes back to us, in a new form, or, either from this person, or in a future relationship. It always comes back to you. So never feel like your efforts in the name of love and kindness are wasted, because they're not. Yeah, so let's see what else you get. I also want to say too, if there's been, if you've been frustrated because you feel like your partner isn't meeting you, meeting you halfway, just know that the scales are going to balance soon. So let's see what else you got, because I have questions. Okay, yeah, retreat. So it says time to disconnect from the world. I'm really bad with aesthetic stuff, you guys, so sorry. You have, this is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, by the way. It's gorgeous. So, oh, that's lovely. You have the Page of Cups. You guys see? Yeah, I love it. Okay. And then you also got, okay, the High Priestess, my water babies. Alrighty. Sorry if you guys can hear the construction outside my house. It's snowing here, so like you'd think that they would probably pack it up, but they are determined. And you have the Five of Cups. Okay. Yep, I can see. So you have all water energy here. Excuse me. So this may have gotten you really in your feelings. Can you guys see? Yeah. This may have gotten you kind of really in your feelings. There could have been a lot of emotional upheaval lately. So if you are in a connection with somebody, an established, like, committed connection, relationship, etc., first of all, I want to mention, because I totally just spaced, we have young kind of water energy here. So it's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then we have Pisces energy. So lots of water. And this might be why you're kind of being encouraged to tap into more of this like carnelian energy, since this is connected to your sacral chakra, and this is more, it's more your fire. But your sacral chakra is also your water chakra. It's, your empathy center, your emotions. I have a little strainer, so sorry, you guys. I'm trying not to get anal retentive about it, but I have a Maine Coon tabby mix, and he just sheds everywhere, no matter how much I try to, like, deal with it. But yeah, okay. So for those of you who are in like a committed connection or relationship, I feel like there's been a little bit of like mystery here. It's like you're not really sure exactly how the other person feels. With the Five of Cups, I love we have dandelions over here. Sorry, there's just stuff. Okay, I'll stop. I love we have dandelions over here, just because dandelions are one of those things where, like, it's technically a weed, but it's also kind of like a flower. And to me, it's always about perspective, right? You can choose to see a weed, or like when it turns into a little puffball and you make a wish, you can choose to see a weed, or you can choose to see wishes. And especially with the way that this card is designed in this deck, there's the 3 cups that are, spilled over, that are dumped out, and there's the 2 that are still up, and the energy is very active still, right? So if things have kind of been difficult, I feel like some of you have kind of like almost withdrawn your cup a little bit, because again, it's this energy of like, I'm trying to be nice, I'm trying to meet this person halfway. And now there's this energy of retreat. And that makes a lot of sense. If that's the case, I do feel like Spirit's just urging you to keep in mind like the love, and not to put up with any, like, unconditional love should not be conflated with unconditional tolerance, especially of toxic behavior, right? But to just kind of keep in mind why you love this person, because it's really easy to get lost in the daily minutia as well. And to become critical of our partners when we're frustrated with where the relationship is. I'm also hearing be careful you're communicating as clearly as possible. Because symbolic gestures might not be your person's way of communicating. So if you're kind of hinting, or you're like giving to them, you're doing nice things for them in the hopes that it demonstrates your love and you're expecting that back, your person might not communicate like that. It might be kind of a mystery to them, right? Because I see this person offering their cup, and then we have this kind of like hazy, shrouded in mystery sort of energy, and then we have this disappointment and the sadness of the Five of Cups. So it feels like you're putting yourself out there, and this person's not reciprocating in the way you want, and it causes you to want to retreat. So if that's the case, Spirit wants you to know that no kindness is wasted, nothing has been lost. It might just kind of behoove you to keep a focus on what is working in the relationship and communicate to your partner more about what it is you want, as well as take time to go have fun together. You know, you guys, I know this is the retreat card and it's, you know, time to disconnect from the world, but the couple is here. So it's like disconnecting from the world together. Because look, we have two people here, we have one person here and one person here. So it feels like you guys are kind of on separate pages right now. And I feel like Spirit's sort of encouraging you to try to go do fun things together, try to go focus on the love that you have and build on the love that you have, and don't be afraid to kind of disconnect from anything in the outside world that doesn't necessitate your immediate attention. Especially if you live with this person and it's very, very easy to get lost in like daily life kind of stuff. It's important at this time to do something to kind of like revive the romance, if you will. Now, for those of you who have been in really challenging relationships in the past, or who are single and on the dating market, kind of anything in that range, I feel like there's a lot of frustration here about like, I keep, you know, I'm just looking for somebody who's genuine and honest. I keep putting myself out there. I was checking. Yeah, okay. Just checking to make sure we're still recording. Sorry, you guys. It's like a paranoid fear of mine. I'm like, oh no, just don't stop recording midway. Anywho, it feels like kind of this energy of like, you know, I keep trying. I'm really like genuinely, openly offering my heart. It seems like something has a lot of potential at first, and then I don't know what happens. It just falls apart, right? Maybe this person, maybe you kind of run across a lot of people who ghost you, a lot of people who aren't looking for anything serious, or when you try to move the relationship forward, they kind of like, they 23 skidoo, motherfuckers. And what Spirit wants you to know is to kind of like, A, just like loosen up and go have fun, kind of, you know, change your energy up a little bit, but B, just to know that everything happens for a reason. I know it sounds cheesy, but even if you don't know what that reason is yet, Spirit's taking care of it, right? The High Priestess will show you the way, show you the path when you need to know. And I feel like there will be an understanding at some point for all of the things you have experienced, and it will kind of help you like come to terms with what has been, like with the frustration, with the disappointment that you've experienced, right? So this is like really kind of a call to focus on what makes you happy and go spend time in that way, because since, you know, this lovely lady is naked, in this card, you know, nakedness always implies vulnerability. I feel like you've been really putting yourself out there, right? And challenging yourself to open up with these flowers blossoming. And it kind of feels like this frustration of, again, with this like duality of dandelions, right? I thought they were flowers, I thought they were wishes, but they just turned out to be fucking weeds, is kind of the energy. I feel like a lot of frustration. I'm not trying to laugh at you guys, but it's like really, it's just like, it's so palpable, where I'm like, woof, okay, I gotta fan myself here. And what Spirit wants you to know is if you're getting frustrated with romance, with dating, take a break. You can always come back to it. You will never miss out on your person. And in the meantime, focus on your creative projects, focus on creating what you want, creating more happiness for yourself. Go have fun. Go get zesty. So I really, really like that. Now, for those of you who are kind of in like a complicated thing, again, kind of not dissimilar to group one, because we have these two cards on either side of the High Priestess, it feels like it could go either way. So for group one, I felt like it's one of those things where they had to either express like they were being called to express their feelings, and it could have, there's like a fear of like rocking the boat and causing something tenuous to fall apart. But here I don't get that feeling. Excuse me. Here, what I'm kind of feeling is you kind of get the sense it could go either way. Like it could either be this really beautiful offer of romance, this like heartfelt love, or it could kind of just not work out and sort of be a huge disappointment and be the source of a lot of pain. And what Spirit's saying with the High Priestess is that sometimes we just don't know. And I hate saying that because I hate hearing it. So now I hate being the one to say it. And I'm noticing her foot here. Sometimes you just gotta kind of put your foot in it. You gotta go for it. If you need time to think about it, take time to think about it. If you need to disconnect from this person, always do so with kindness and benevolence. Sorry if you can hear my knuckles crack. Wow, that's so bad, you guys. Oh gosh, okay. Whew, it's like I'm made out of maracas. My goodness. If you need to kind of disconnect from this person, because look at this too. If you guys look, there's the tree splitting off either way here, right? If you need to make a decision about this person, Spirit is kind of urging you to keep your focus on what could go right instead of what could go wrong, because I do feel like you're kind of manifesting a little bit right now. So there's this like uncertain energy going on here. But if you're just not really sure where it's going to go, take time either to like get centered and balanced within yourself. But what I'm really getting is take the quality time to spend with this person. Have any conversations that you need to have. Don't be afraid to express your emotions, to express your affection for this person, and kind of let the chips fall where they may. Which is, again, very frustrating to hear if you're anything like myself. But there's something here where it's like you kind of just have to, if you're not sure, the mystery is here for a reason. And it's a very spiritual reason. And sometimes you kind of just got to go for it. And trust that Spirit is going to treat you with benevolence. And trust that the other person is going to treat you graciously. That things will unfold with a lot of kindness. Especially if that's what you're putting out, that's what you're going to be getting back. So, I hope this has been helpful. It's been a joy and an honor to read for you. If you are looking for a personal reading, the link to my shop is in the description box down below. I also do custom readings, so please feel free to DM me if you don't see something that meets your needs. And with that, I think I'm going to move on to group 3. Bye, guys. Hello, my lovely group 3s who are attracted to this green calcite. Look at her. Look at her. Ah, it's like the ocean in a stone. I love it. So kind of, there's like a collective energy here about needing to really express your emotions. This is a timeless reading, but at the time I'm filming, we're in Venus and we're having the Venus retrograde. I always said the in front of it, like I'm talking about the Facebook, the Google, the Venus retrograde. But I also feel like this is really a call to get really calm, like get into a place of emotional placidity, because like I said, this reminds me of the ocean, and it's kind of like, it looks like a little bit tumultuous, but the stone itself is very smooth and it's, you know, very compact, able to put it in my hand. So I feel like this is a call to kind of gather yourself if you have a lot of emotional ups and downs right now, to kind of like, I don't want to say stabilize, but kind of equilibrate, there we go. Come to equilibrium within your emotions about a romantic situation. So with that, let's see what you got. Oh, you have Sweet Pea. I love this. So this is Blissful Pleasure, and it says, follow your bliss and the universe will open doors where there are only walls. That's Joseph Campbell, by the way. So yeah, this feels really, really nice. I do remember when I was kind of picking out these cards for this group, I kind of was like feeling this like pink cotton candy kind of energy. It was just very sweet. It was nice. So, excuse me. You may have a romantic situation where there's a lot of anxiety, like things have been kind of, it doesn't feel like tumultuous, like volatile. It just feels like things have been sort of up in the air. And there's been some twists and turns, and it kind of feels like it's throwing you off balance. And what Spirit's really talking about here is following your happiness and coming into, like, again, emotional equilibrium here. And this could be with a partner, or this could be just within yourself to kind of help seek out that balance. So let's see what else you get. Okay, so you guys got, can you see this? Can you see it? Kind of, sorry. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. I just want to look at the rest of the cards first. You got, ooh, okay, Judgment in reverse. This is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, by the way, which is gorgeous. So yeah, this is card 2, so I'm going to go for it. I was like, they're out of order. Interesting. Okay, yeah. So you have the Knight of Cups in reverse. And, okay, the Two of Swords. All right, I see. There's a lot of confusion here. That's why. We have water energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This could be you. This could be somebody else that you're involved with. Okay, let me see. So for those of you who are kind of like single or sort of like in the dating market, I feel like you've had a huge focus on your material well-being, your material abundance. And this is kind of, I feel like, sort of strained your emotions. And it could be that it kind of, this gives me this energy of like, I don't have time for a relationship. Even if you want one, or maybe you kind of like start dating and then you're like, shoot, I don't really have the time I want to be able to spend on this. And what Spirit's kind of trying to like, just sort of gently nudge you toward is go do things that make you happy. Engage in your own happiness, or not engage, invest in your own happiness. So I actually said engage, and so, you know, maybe it's like, maybe there are opportunities that are coming to you and being offered. So friends being like, hey, I'm going to go do this thing. Why don't you come with me? Or, you know, maybe you're getting, with the Knight of Cups, you might be getting a lot of romantic offers and just turning people down. But there's a need here to take an active role in your own happiness, to actively participate in your own happiness here, your own enjoyment of your life. Because there's something that I feel like Spirit's trying to offer you something, and you're either not really like seeing the signs, like not hearing the calling, or it's like, it kind of feels like, because look how much stuff is behind this person, right? And this is like a wide open space. This is more of a wide open space. It feels like there's so much stuff in your life. And even look at all the flowers here. It feels like there's a lot of stuff in your life right now, and there isn't really a lot of room for a new person to come in. And so if you've been like wanting a relationship, you know, you need to make the energetic space in your life for a relationship, and also make sure that you're doing things that make you happy, because that puts you in the right vibration to attract this. And look at this person. This person's looking at all the other cards, but she's blindfolded. And to me, this is like, you're looking right at it, right? Like it's like you're acquainted with all the facets of like all the pieces of the puzzle, but you're not seeing how they all fit together. And this is kind of what I'm picking up here. So if, you know, you're single, you're kind of casually dating, what Spirit's really trying to like nudge you toward here is, you know, just like making more space in your life, having greater balance, and engaging more in things that make you happy. Because the solution is right there. It's just like right there for you. But I feel like you're missing it because you're really distracted by things going on in your external reality, right? It doesn't have to be finances and career, but this feels like something, I'm getting like second house energy. So this could be stuff going on in your home. You know, it could be your finances, could be your career, could be something having to do with like your family. This feels like this is more like material in nature though. For some of you, another message I'm kind of getting is that you may have gotten this love offer potentially from a water sign. Does not have to be. And you're thinking about whether or not to accept it. And what I'm kind of getting is with a blindfold, there's something that you're not seeing here. And what I feel like Spirit's trying to say is that, I kind of feel, I'm trying to figure out if I feel like you guys are looking to, whatever you're thinking about doing, so whether you're kind of leaning more toward accepting their offer or more away from it, and I feel for many people, you're kind of like leaning more away from it. Spirit's asking you to kind of take a closer look. And it doesn't mean you have to be with this person, but I feel like there's a lesson or like a sign or something that's being missed in here. Because right here, this is making me think of like the Black Moon Lilith placement. And this kind of talks about, to me, this is saying that there's some part of you, some like raw, uncut, super real part of you that you're almost ignoring, and it needs to play a role in your decision making when it comes to emotional matters. And I feel like it's something that you want that it feels like you shouldn't want it, or something that you, like a feeling you have that you feel like you shouldn't follow, right? So maybe this is like dating somebody who's a really different like age bracket than you, or like cultural background, or it's just something like that, right? It feels like I shouldn't want this, but I kind of do, or like I should want this, but I kind of don't. And what I'm kind of being drawn to here is that you really have to decide with your heart on this one. You can't decide with anything else when it comes to emotions. I'm not saying not to balance that with practicality and with, you know, with reason to a certain extent, but ultimately what's got to be behind the, you know, what's got to be in the driver's seat when it comes to your life is what's going to make you happy, because otherwise what's the point, right? And it doesn't mean we're going to be happy all the time, nor should we expect to be, but if we're not the most passionate advocate for our own happiness, who's going to be, you know? And so for some of you, I feel like you're leaning one way with this offer, and Spirit's asking you to stop and take a look at it again, because there's information about you that's like wrapped up in this. So it'd be really good to question your ideas about it, right? I'm hearing question your methods. So this might be regarding a pattern in relationships that you've had. But there's something here where you're getting a second chance to do things very differently than you've done them in the past. And I don't feel like this is like a person is coming back around. This feels like there's a pattern here that you are unlocking. And Spirit's really asking you to take a look at what it is that you desire and ask yourself why you want that thing. Really like, and it's not, you know, this is their suggestion here is to follow your bliss. But I think there's something here where it's like, stop and ask yourself what that means and why that's meaningful to you, before, you know, either accepting or rejecting this offer. For others of you, I feel like, excuse me, for others of you, I feel like you offered this to this person. You made an offer of love, and this person may have likely rejected you. And what I'm kind of getting here is that Spirit is about to show you why that happened, or Spirit's trying to show you that, like, why that happened. And it's going to be kind of that blessing in disguise feeling, and it's going to allow you to kind of well, equilibrate, regain your balance, and not be so frustrated with the situation. Because I feel like with the judgment energy here, this person felt like, it feels like, okay, yeah, this could be, you know, this could be the one, this is a significant person in my life. Like, it's like this awakening of like, wow, this is what I want. And I didn't, you know, maybe I didn't even know it, or like, didn't even know this person could wander into my life. Excuse me. And so you made this offer of love, and it was rejected in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like you kind of been trying to figure out the truth, figure out why, but you've been missing information. And again, I'm kind of getting this offer, or this message about if you offered love to somebody and they rejected it, this was like, this is doing you a favor in the long run. This would have been better. But there's this energy about like, this person maybe like somebody you felt you should be with. This person, maybe they worked in the same career field, or they're equally like career driven. It's like on paper you guys would work, but what Spirit's trying to let you know is that, excuse me, again, with this kind of almost black moon energy, there's some part of yourself that you are unacquainted with, or not well acquainted with at this time. And this person would not have played well with that part of yourself. And getting to know that part of yourself is just a journey, right? You're going to get there. I mean, it really comes from getting in touch with what you like, what you want, and being open to allowing yourself to seek that at all costs. Because this like, if you pick this pile, I feel like you've kind of been all work, no play sort of energy. But I feel like this is like in your life. So maybe there was a lot of pressure to go to a certain school, to pursue a certain career field, to marry a certain type of person, or live in a certain place. And it feels like this person that you made this offer to seemed like they were all of those things. So it's like, yes, okay, this person checks all the boxes, perfect. And you made this offer and it didn't pan out for you. Again, I feel like this is a rejection, like a flat out rejection. But it didn't pan out for you regardless. And the reason why is because there's like, again, there's a layer of yourself you need to peel back. And this person would not, excuse me, have been able to maybe accept it, work with it, satisfy that, whatever that craving is within yourself. And so this is like Spirit saying like, hey, especially if this was a while ago and you're having trouble accepting it or moving on. This was Spirit kind of trying to let you know like, hey, we steered you this way for a reason, because this person wouldn't have made you truly happy in the long run. This person may have been stable. This person may have made you feel comfortable, secure, like in your comfort zone, in your bubble. This person wouldn't have challenged you. This person wouldn't have seen the depths of you and been able to work with that and been able to celebrate that about you. This person would have liked this other version of you. But you're meant for something grander in your own right? You're meant to kind of peel back those layers to figure out the truest essence of who you are. And this person wasn't going to be able to go with you on that journey. And they're really clear about that right now. So, yeah. And so you might be coming into the awareness of what that is. You might be kind of like doing the work. Again, looking into where your black moon Lilith placement is might be helpful for you. If you are in a relationship, I feel like an offer is coming. I feel like this is an offer that you're kind of expecting, but you don't know when it's going to come in. I feel like this offer, which I'm kind of getting the sense of like proposal, maybe buying a house together. I feel like this offer is something that your person has been working toward. Now, if this is you and you want to propose, or you want to ask them to move in, or, you want to maybe talk about having a baby, something like that. What Spirit's letting you know is trust your intuition, trust your judgment about when the right time is to move forward. Because this person that you're asking about really loves being with you. You make this person very, very happy. And I'm sure they make you very, very happy. And following that is going to lead you in the right direction. Yeah, for those of you who are already in like a committed relationship, I feel like that's kind of the energy here. Is there's this new chapter that's starting, and either it hasn't started yet, but it's on the horizon and you can sense this, or if you're thinking about whether or not to make an offer or accept an offer, go with what makes you happy. Go with what makes you truly happy, not what you think you should want. And if you feel like this person is your, is your happiness, is your sweetheart, then follow that. And if anybody kind of, you want to take the next steps, but you're worried about financial issues, Spirit's kind of letting you know, like, it's okay. It's going to be taken care of. You might not see how yet, but it's going to be okay. We're going to work all this shit out for you. So yeah. So I think that's everything I'm really seeing for group 3. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information on my shop link is in the description box down below. It's been an honor, a joy, and just an absolute spiritual delight getting to read for you lovely folks. I hope this has been helpful. I'm wishing you the best, the brightest, and the most beautiful things that life has to offer. Take care, love bugs. Bye.